Hey guys, it's Brad here. For today's video, we're going to show you how to set up a channel loyalty program where you're awarding points automatically to your dealers based on their sales. So in the last video, we showed you how to just do that calculation in Excel or something offline and then import those points. But doing it this way, where you just import the sales and let Kademi generate those points automatically, there's a lot of benefits for you. One of them means you can do actual promotions, target certain products or categories, even to certain dealers or certain regions, which is a great way to target those business needs that come up as they arise. But for today, we're just going to set up the simple part, set up a data series, import some sales data, set up a point source, and show you how to set that up and award some points. Okay, so let's go. All right, here I have my account, and we just jump over to the data series page. So in Kademi, we have this thing called a data series, or sometimes called a sales data series, and it's used for capturing sales data, but it actually is very, very versatile. A lot of clients will use it for capturing things like customer surveys or satisfaction, stock levels, various compliance factors, like in a retail store, capturing things like product placement, things like that. So it's actually a really, really versatile tool. The classic thing is to use it for sales, which is what we're going to do today. I'll just show you how it is set up at the moment. So there's no data imported yet, which I'll do that in just a moment. So one of the first things to look at is this field here called Attribution. So that is basically where the sales should be attributed to a particular person or their team, organization, or store or dealership as a whole. And that can be really important. A lot of situations, you actually don't know exactly which person is responsible for a sale. You just know that the store is responsible. That's particularly for sell-in data, which you usually get your ERP. However, often you do want to incentivize directly to individuals as well. So that's just something to think about. The rest of the stuff here doesn't really matter. Except this one here, points calculation mode. I'm going to change that to manual. You will normally have that as automatic, which will just mean that points are awarded as soon as sales data gets imported. By setting it to be manual, we can import the sales data, we can have a look at it, and then click a button to award some points, which we'll do today in this video, just really for the sake of helping find our way around. Okay, so we're going to need some data to work with. And here is just show you. So here's just file. I just generated a random data. You can see I've got some SKUs here from this fictitious company. You can import sales data without SKUs if you don't have that, but as I mentioned earlier, one of the most powerful things of using sales data-based points calculations is tactical promotions. And obviously to do that, you need to know what the product has been sold as, just to be able to target, particular incentives towards product. The sale date, again, you don't need a sale date, but if you've got it, it's really valuable. It puts that. Then when you're running those promotions, you'll usually run a promotion based on when the sale occurred. Sometimes you get sales data a little bit after it's actually happened. So if you have the sales data, that's great. And we're doing individual-based attribution here. So we've just got an email address for your users. Often, if you're importing data for your dealers, you'll actually have like some sort of identifier for the store. Usually your ERP will have some kind of identifier, which is good. Worst case, you've actually got to use the name of the store. That's totally fine. That totally works. The only problem, of course, is often stores will change their names, which means, every now and then some data is not going to link up. So that's the data I'm going to import. And so what I'll do is I'll just go over here and I'll say import data. I'm going to use our good old uploader wizard. And it's this one here, sample data, importing to the sales data series. Just use the bulk date format. The email is who the sale is attributed to. The SKU, so product SKU, sale amount, and sale date. See, it also says period from. That's because Kademi has support for, in data series, capturing records which represent not a specific time, but actually a period of time. Right, so we can just do a little bit of a sanity check down here. We can see we've got 400 rows. We can see the average sale amount is $300. And if you saw that was wildly away from your expectations, you would stop and have a look at that file. Total sale value, 120K. Yeah. Sometimes Excel does funky things with dates, and you might see a date that's like 2,000 years ago or something like that. So yeah, those are the sorts of things to look out for there. But that all looks fine. So I'm going to hit the big green import now button. Right. Okay, let's run. And that has given us some summary information down here just to confirm. Inserted a bunch of records, none updated, deleted, no errors as expected. Okay, so now what we can do is go back and just have a look at that page we were just on here. So we get a nice little graph here. It shows the sales by date. Really handy way just to getting a bit of a visualization of your own business data. And we can jump over to the records page to get an even better view, better statistics. By default, that's showing us sales by when they were entered, i.e. when they're uploaded, which is very important sometimes, but we actually want to see based on the sale date. So you get a bunch of stats there as well. And you get a leaderboard. So in that sample data I've imported, it just had those 3 users. So that's why they're there. So one of them is Kayla Rebas, which I've got here. Now, with this single view of a profile, you get to see all the data in one place. So I can have a look at their data records here. So I can see all the sales records for this user. I can then log in as that user, which I've done already, and look at the front end. So this is what your dealers will actually see. So they've got this page where they can come to, and so your dealers get that great visibility of all their sales data, and they can see. So currently there's no points because we haven't set anything up to give them points yet. But already you can see how fabulously rich data for you and for your dealers. All right, so here we are back on the sales page. Now, if we want to award points, we need to set up what we call a points allocation source. I click that here. I'm just going to call this channel loyalty. As per the last video, we already have a reward program or a points bucket set up. So I'm just going to create that and then I'll configure it. Okay, so points sale mode. So as we said, you can either reward points based on the date of the sale or when the data was imported. Usually you want to use sale date. Allocation type, again, we're awarding to individual user, not to, this one is individual records versus sum of records. If you have a huge volume of sales data, then sometimes sum of sale is better. It just calculates the points from all of them and just awards them in one go. Promotion, you can link it to a promotion. That's what we're going to cover in the next video. And this is the fun stuff down here. We've got a bunch of different rules here for how you can go about awarding points. But today we're just going to use simple rule type. This is the most common one. You just do a multiple of sale amount. Often it's going to be 1. The dealer sells $100 worth of stuff. You might want to give them 100 loyalty points, like 1 for 1. Sometimes it's 1%, right? So $100 might award 1 point or 10 points. So that would be a multiplier of 0.01 or 0.1. What I'm going to do here is what I've seen quite commonly and just use a sort of awkward number, 2.7. People running programs like to make it a little bit hard for the dealers to do the arithmetic in their head to figure out how many dollars a point is worth. That's a thing. The other thing we need to do is give this a reason template. So when your dealers, your partners are having a look at what they've got, they need to be able to see what they got the points for. Now this uses this little templating like thing here. I'll show you how to use this. Points for, and I want to give it the SKU. Create a little sentence here. Points for, and then the SKU, and then the date. Okay, so we're going to click the Insert K Code button down here and search for current record. So that's the current sales record being processed. And now I'm going to search for the SKU. This one here. Okay, so points for, and then it's going to have the exact SKU code that they've been awarded. And then we also want to give them the date. Oops, Daisy. Right, so I'm going to say current record again and sales date. And then we'll just show that as a short date. We don't need the time. Okay, so that is the reason template. So I'll save all of that. All right, so what we're going to do now is, so no points have been awarded yet, so we've only just created the points allocation source. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the Allocate Rewards button. Now this will just take a moment to run. There, that's all done. If you've got a lot of data, and some of our clients do have millions of records, this can take several minutes to run. But if you've just got a handful of records, as in this case, it's going to be super quick. All right, so now you can see it's this point source has awarded points for 400 sales records, and it's given a total of 325,000 points, and also get the average there. So again, just really useful for sort of eyeballing and making sure that everything's right. So now, if I have a look at my dashboard here, I'm logged in as Kayla Rivas again, and I can see I've got 17,000 points. That means I can jump over to the reward store. And we did cover this in the last video, that there's a lot of different ways you can allow points to be used. And this is just one, a merchandise-based reward store. Just a reminder, you could also do gift cards, bank transfers available through partners. You can also run auctions, filler option there. You can do that as well as your merchandise store. So there's a wide range of options for how you can then use points. That's what I wanted to show today. So that's just putting in place the sort of the basic structure of your channel loyalty program, the way Kademi thinks it should be run, where we think you should have your sales data generating points automatically. The next video, we'll take that a step further. We'll show you how to create tactical promotions, targeting certain products and categories can really bring your channel program to life. One of the great things about that is supporting product launches, also seasonal activity and things like that. So look, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.